So let's think about something huge for a second. Feeding everyone. Right. I mean, the global population, it's heading towards what, nearly 10 billion people by 2050. It's a massive challenge. It touches everything, the food on your plate, the planet's health. We've got limited land, shifting climates, finite resources. Just feels monumental. But what if the answer isn't just, more land or more water? What if it's about being smarter? Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we sift through complex info to find those key insights that help you get up to speed fast. Today, we're diving into some really interesting material from the AI 10X Smart Agriculture for Food Security podcast series that's brought to you by 10 Leaves. And it's all about the potential, the really revolutionary potential of artificial intelligence in farming. Okay, let's unpack this. Why agriculture? Why is AI such a critical thing here right now?
Yeah, it's urgent. It really is. We're kind of facing what you could call a perfect storm. No exaggeration. Think about all these pressures coming together. You've got global climate change messing with growing seasons. You've got the population just continuing to grow, needing more food than ever. And then resources, fresh water, good soil, even labor, they're getting scarcer. Traditional farming methods, I mean, they're incredibly valuable, centuries of knowledge there, but they just aren't built to scale up or be as precise as we need now. They're becoming, well, insufficient for how complex the problem is getting. And that's exactly where AI steps in. It's really the key solution here. It gives us a way to sort of redesign agriculture, to actually push back against that perfect storm. We're already seeing AI help develop crops that are more resilient to climate change, handling extreme weather better. It's helping cut down waste all along the food chain, boosting yield significantly, and crucially, doing all this while trying to protect the environment. The big shift, I think, is how AI lets us produce way more, but with fewer resources. And that's just absolutely critical for the future.
That phrase, a perfect storm, really lands. It highlights that these aren't just small bumps in the road, right? These are fundamental shifts. They demand, well, pretty radical new approaches. Like when you mentioned climate change, you can easily picture harvests failing due to sudden droughts or floods, or new pests moving in because it's warmer. And with the population climbing so fast, yeah, it feels like we need a completely new game plan. So, okay, to fight back against this storm, how exactly does AI help? What are its main tools, you could say, in this fight for food security?
Right, let's look at those tools. First, climate resilient crops. AI isn't just talk here. It's genuinely speeding up how we develop these new crop varieties, like incredibly fast. AI models can analyze huge amounts of genetic data, millions of markers in different crop types, and then they can simulate how these different types might react to stress, maybe extreme heat, maybe not enough water, or salty soil. This just accelerates the whole breeding process enormously. It can pinpoint genes for things like drought resistance or pest immunity in maybe weeks,
Yeah.
which, used to take decades with traditional methods. We're basically building resilience right into the food itself, into its DNA.
Wow, okay, so faster, smarter breeding. What about waste? You mentioned that too.
Exactly. Waste is a huge issue. Historically, something like what? Up to 30% of food grown could be lost after harvest. Spoilage, inefficient handling. AI tackles this with really precise interventions. It optimizes the whole chain. For example, predictive analytics. AI can forecast where pests might hit or where disease might spread, so farmers can target treatments only where and when needed. No more just spraying everything. This prevents crop loss without using excessive chemicals.
Makes sense. Less blanket spraying, more targeted action.
Precisely. Or take irrigation. AI uses real-time soil moisture data to figure out exactly how much water is needed and when. So you're not wasting water through overwatering or runoff. Some studies show water use cut by like 25%. That precision means less food lost, fewer resources wasted. It can cut post-harvest spoilage by maybe 15–20% in some supply chains.
Okay, so resilience and waste reduction. And the third part was yield, getting more out of the land we have.
Yes, yield improvement. And it's not just about growing more, it's about growing smarter. AI pulls together data from everywhere, detailed weather forecasts, live soil nutrient readings, even how individual plants are growing. It gives farmers clear, actionable advice to get the most out of every square foot, guiding decisions like how densely to plant, exactly how much fertilizer to use right here, not over there, and even the perfect moment to harvest for top quality and best market price. It helps make even marginal land more productive, areas we might have ignored before. Put it all together, and yeah, yields go up significantly, often 10–15% more, using the same amount of land.
And the environmental angle you mentioned, how does that connect?
It's totally connected. That efficiency is the environmental benefit, really. Using fewer inputs, less fertilizer washing into rivers, less water being pumped, that's huge. Less waste means less methane from decomposition. Fewer tractor trips means lower emissions. It just lessens agriculture's overall footprint and helps preserve natural ecosystems. It's a whole system approach, ensuring food security for the long run.
Okay, that paints a much clearer picture of the why and the how, at least conceptually. But let's get practical. Let's zoom in. What does this actually look like on a farm? Can you give us some vivid examples? How does this AI make farming, well, vastly more intelligent in practice?
Absolutely. Let's picture it. You're looking at a big field, but it's not just crops. It's like a high-tech, data-driven operation. Take drones, for instance.
Yeah.
They're not just up there taking nice aerial shots. They're mapping fields with incredible detail. These drones have special cameras, multispectral, thermal. They see things our eyes can't, like tiny changes in plant health based on how they reflect light or their temperature.
So they can spot problems early.
Exactly. Long before a farmer might notice something's wrong, disease, nutrient deficiency. This allows for super targeted treatments. Just hit the specific patch that needs help, saves resources, and can cut chemical use drastically, maybe up to 90% in certain situations.
90% reduction.
It's huge. It can be. Then you've got sensors. Loads of them. Tiny little things in the soil or near the plants. They're constantly monitoring soil health, moisture, temperature, pH, nutrients, you name it. All this real-time data flows back to the AI systems. It's like giving the farm a nervous system, constantly checking its vital signs.
So it's gathering all this data. What does the AI do with it?
Right. It's not just collecting, it's analyzing and predicting. It gets really good at forecasting the best time to plant or when to harvest. Think about it. Machine learning models chew through massive amounts of historical data, years of weather, crop results, soil types, market prices, even past disease patterns. Then they mix that with the live data from the drones and sensors. This constant analysis lets the AI make these incredibly precise calls. It might say, okay, plant this section next Tuesday based on the rain forecast and soil temp, or harvest that corner of the field tomorrow morning for peak ripeness and value. It shifts farming from making broad decisions for the whole field to almost personalized care for individual plants or small zones, like a doctor managing thousands of patients, acre by acre. That level of data-driven detail is what really boosts the productivity.
That's incredible to picture. Farming becoming this hyper-precise, almost engineering-like discipline.
Yeah.
But here's the big question for many people, I think. This tech, it sounds expensive, maybe complicated. What's the reality for, say, a smaller family farm? How accessible is all this? Is it just for the huge agribusinesses?
That's a really important point. And honestly, one of the most positive trends is that the barriers are coming down quite fast, actually. The cost of the hardware, the sensors, the software, it's decreasing. It's much more attainable than even just a few years back.
Right.
And what's really a game changer is mobile technology. Smartphones. You don't always need, a fleet of expensive drones or massive on-farm data servers anymore. A lot of these AI tools are becoming available through apps. Farmers can get critical insights right there in their pocket.
Apps. So what kind of insights can a small farmer get from an app?
Oh, things like AI-powered pest identification. Just snap a picture of a damaged leaf, the AI tells you what it might be. Or getting really specific localized weather forecasts. Or recommendations for irrigation schedules tailored just for their plot. It basically democratizes access to sophisticated analysis that used to be only for the big guys with deep pockets.
That's quite empowering.
It is. And it's not just the market making this happen. Governments, various startups, they're actively running pilot programs. They're working specifically to bring these smart farming techs to more rural, maybe less connected regions. These programs often include things like subsidies, training, maybe community shared equipment. So the aim is definitely to make sure the benefits aren't just for a select few. But yeah, it does raise that important question. How do we keep pushing to democratize this tech to make sure it really lifts global food security for everyone, from the smallest farms to the largest?
Right. So it sounds like AI isn't just about making farms more efficient machines. It's also about enabling more farmers. And when we talk about efficiency using fewer resources, it feels like we keep coming back to sustainability. Am I right in thinking this tech has a really significant environmental benefit, going beyond just getting better yields?
Oh, absolutely. It's fundamental. Sustainability is woven right into the core of smart agriculture. When AI drives precision farming, you are, by definition, almost reducing the environmental impact. Think about fertilizers. Using sensors and AI to know exactly how much nitrogen a specific patch of soil needs means you drastically cut down on overuse.
Less runoff into rivers and things.
Exactly. Less runoff polluting waterways, which helps prevent those nasty algal blooms and protects aquatic life. Same with water. Precise irrigation based on actual need means less water waste. That conserves a critical resource, especially in dry areas, and reduces the energy needed for pumping.
Makes sense.
And then there are emissions. AI helps cut those too. Things like optimizing routes for tractors means less fuel burned. Fewer broad chemical sprays means less manufacturing and transport impact. Even selecting crop varieties that need less energy-intensive processing helps. It all adds up to lowering the carbon footprint of farming.
And biodiversity. Does it help there too?
Yes, indirectly but significantly. By promoting healthier soil with less chemical load and by reducing disruption, you foster a better environment for beneficial insects, for microbes in the soil, for birds, for wild plants around the farm edges. It contributes to a healthier, more balanced ecosystem overall.
It's really fascinating, isn't it? How the innovation isn't just laser focused on output, but also on preserving the planet. It's about ensuring food security for generations to come without wrecking the place.
It really does sound like this powerful fusion, like you said earlier, taking that deep traditional farming knowledge and just supercharging it with AI insights and efficiency.
Exactly that. AI is helping transform this ancient, vital practice into, well, a cutting-edge science ready for the future's challenges. What a fascinating journey today, really diving deep into smart agriculture. We've covered so much ground, AI's crucial role in tackling that perfect storm of climate change and population growth. We looked at the practical side, how drones and sensors are enabling precision farming right now. We touched on accessibility, how it's thankfully moving beyond just large operations, empowering smaller farmers through mobile tech and specific programs. And maybe most importantly, we've seen its deep connection to sustainability, cutting waste, conserving resources, protecting our environment. As we've explored this powerful fusion of tradition and technology in farming, maybe take a moment to consider, what questions does this raise for you about how innovation can shape, our most basic human needs? Just a reminder, the source material for this deep dive came from the AI 10X Smart Agriculture for Food Security podcast series, which is brought to you by 10 Leaves. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We hope you'll tune in again next time as we continue to unpack complex topics. Stay curious and stay informed.